me this in kids' church, but if I get saved, then I have to be perfect, and I can't do that. Come on. I can't either. I'm going to mess up all the time. But I'm also going to repent, and I'm going to say I'm sorry to my kids. I'm going to say sorry to the person that I did wrong to. Okay, what's another lie? Now everyone will put you in this high expectation. Oh, you're a Christian? Really? Perfect. And you know what you did? Come on. You know, people are watching, but it's okay that they're watching, because then they might know that I need help too. And that might encourage them that just because you're not perfect doesn't mean that you can't take part in things. Or put yourself out there. Yeah, I'm going to screw up. I'm going to try my best. I tell my kids all the time, your attitude matters. You might not be the best at things, but if you have the good attitude during those times, that's what's going to show. Amen. You're not really saved. Don't go tell people about Jesus, because they're going to look at you and be like, her hair is green. She's not saved. You know, there might be some other stuff. The words that you use still because those were familiar words for you in the past. She's not saved because she might have said something that's not right. If he loves you, he would answer your prayer. This is the one that Satan likes to bombard my mind with and try to poison any good thing that I have going on in my life. But if this was really God, if God really loved you, then everything would be like easy and like your kids would be perfect. That would be really boring, by the way. But we have to remember that God is still God, no matter what our circumstance is, no matter what our situation is, that he does not change based off of my desires. Based off of what I want to do, based off of what I want to happen, God never changes. God always loves us, and he is always good, even if our situation is not good. Even if I don't understand why I'm in this situation, why this junk is happening to me, he is still God. Okay. This is one that is like up there for me. You deserve to relax, so you do not have to like be a Christian today, or like tell people about Jesus, or be a good example, or go to church, or be involved in giving in some way, feeding the homeless, or like if I see someone on the side of the road, you took a day off today, don't give them water. No, he said like, you represent me in everything that you do, and I want to represent him in everything I do. So when we have these toxic thoughts, we need to go against them with the word. Amen. This is where the devil can help attempt to control what's going on in our life. This all may be good or okay or bad, but if he can get this, then he can create a huge stumbling block to what's actually going on in our communication with God and what we're talking about with him. So there is a Japanese tradition, I guess you would call it, that is called, let me see if I can pronounce it, kintsugi. And at my house, when we break something, say you have a plate, and my kids drop it, we sweep it up and we throw it in the trash, right? A lot of us view our life that way. I screwed up, I'm trash, someone's going to throw me away, I'm no good, I'm not going to apply myself, I'm not going to volunteer, because then people would see that I have faults. People would see that I might be real. But what they do is they piece it back together, and I wish I would have got one more picture. This one looks basically perfect, but with gold lines on it that y'all see. They piece it back together with gold. And it becomes stronger, and it's more valuable because now it has gold in it. And that's like with our Christian life. Sometimes we feel like we've fallen apart. When we became saved, we asked Jesus into our heart, and we said, God, I'm in pieces. I am a junk pile. There's other pictures of these that they take multiple things, and it's like just pieced together, and you can tell that it wasn't once that way, but now they've made it a beautiful piece of, or whatever. They didn't just chunk it away. They kept it because they saw its value. Yeah. And then they poured into it and created it to be even stronger than it was before. And that's what Jesus does in our lives. He fixes us, and then may take, who's ever left something undone, and like you had a project, and you're like, I got this. Yeah. Raise your hand now. You have a project, and you're like, man, I got this, constantly having to glue us back together because we keep on either bumping into something or screwing up or having something that we are like, there's a leak again, we didn't quite get that one little part. But if we continue to pour into our lives and let God mold us into the thing that He wants us to be, we're going to come out to be more valuable. We can witness to more people. We're going to have more confidence because now we're stronger because of Him. Nothing that we do is because of us. That thing would not be, if it's just a black bowl and it's just put back together as itself, it won't hold. It needs something to hold it together. It needs something valuable to hold it together that's stronger than itself. Because if you don't hold it together, then it's going to fall apart. Most of you know, well, maybe most of you don't know, there is a protein molecule called laminin. And it is in every cell of your body, Chris. Our bodies are made up of 32 trillion cells. Just like a building, those cells need some sort of glue to hold them together. The glue to the cells is called laminin. Laminin holds your body together. When you take a peek at laminin, you'll need to use an electron microscope to see it. It looks like a cross. It literally holds your body together. You would not be able to walk around if you do not have it. The very molecule, the very tiniest of things in a little bitty cell. Like, does anyone know, I couldn't show you a cell right now because they're so tiny. We would have to have a microscope and then we'd have to blow it up there and then y'all can see it. But it's so tiny. And sometimes we think, Jesus, we're good. We can wait on that, being committed or being invested or allowing God to work on us, to put that glue, to put that gold into our lives. But really, He holds everything together. Jesus was with God at creation, and in Him all things were created, things in heaven and on earth, visible and invisible. In Him all things hold together. Colossians 1:16-18. So things that we can't even see, He's in it. When we have that junk going on in our lives, so we have that trial that comes our way that we go, I have no idea how I'm going to handle this. I don't have to wonder how I am going to handle it. It's good. A lot of times if we put I at the beginning of the sentence, we have a mirror that just stares back at ourselves, and then we go, but what about me, God? What about me? What about me? And He's going, I got you. Chill out. Amen. Has anyone ever freaked out and then your friend or your sister or brother or your spouse, whatever, go, chill out. Quit freaking out. You're like, that doesn't work. Quit trying to not freak out. Yeah, I do that all the time. But I have to know that something at a molecular thing in my body is holding me together. At the very smallest part of my body, Jesus is holding me together. He has a plan and a purpose for my life. I'm not just some junk that's falling apart that people have said, you're not going to be anything, or you're only this because of your dad, or you're only, what if you end up like so-and-so? Well, good thing I'm not so-and-so. My name is Johanna. And I'm going to end up how He created me because He has an awesome plan for me. Amen. He has an awesome plan for me. And it's not your plan for me, it's His plan for me. That's why I can go further in Him than what most people will think that others can do on their own. People may look at you and go, they won't amount much, but that's because they're not looking at it through God's eyes. They don't see the potential. Like I do with kids. I used to have 4, and I'm upstairs with kids' church. I love it. They're challenged sometimes, though. They want to talk, and they want to move, and their bodies have to move, because if they don't move, they're going to go crazy. I see awesome things for them. And I want to pour everything that I have into them every single Sunday, because I know that God has plans for them, and they're important. And we may look at them and go, oh, my kids are driving me crazy. But they have awesome plans. And when they won't shut up, say, that's okay. I hope they never shut up about Jesus. Amen. I hope that they never get quiet about that they focus on the right things to talk about. I have one kid at my house that he's a talker like some other people at our house. And he wants to share things with his classmates. And so what we've done is he takes a notebook and he can write everything that he wants to talk about. One day there was 2 pages. It's like, what are y'all doing in school? You have 2 pages to talk about. But I see that he has a lot of things to say. And he needs to tell someone. And I want that fervency and that hunger and that thirst to be something that comes from Jesus and then is used for Jesus. Something that he can look at and go, I have a plan, I have a purpose, and my mouth doesn't want to shut up, but it's okay because it's he is my source. I don't do it because of me. I have no strength within myself. Philippians 4:13 says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Real quick, if we take out Christ, and it's kind of, has anyone ever played that bubble game that you shoot the bubble up and it knocks everything below it down if you get it? No? Okay. So there's one, and it's a bubble game, and you shoot the bubble up, and then if you hit red up here, it knocks all the ones below it down. So we're just going to pretend like we're doing that. And knock off Christ and strength and me and all that stuff. And it says, I can do all things. Yeah. When you take the rest of the equation out, you don't get the right answer.
That's right. Yeah. It's good.
If I have 1 plus 1 equals 2, and I take out 1 from it, 1 does not equal 2. I will not get the same results if he is not part of the equation.
Amen.
If I take him out and I no longer feel like I need him based off of me being able to handle it, based off of me being able to control the situation, I got this, I don't need your help. And it's not going to be right. So we're just going to keep all of it in there because that's the way I like to do it. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I can do everything through him. And if it's not for him, I can do nothing. So if it says I can do all and the rest of it's gone, then literally you have nothing. Yes. So why would you want that? You got to keep him, first things first. Keep him the center of it. It say that I'm a Christian, which I am. Don't worry, guys. If I say that I'm a Christian, you should be able to see the effects of being a Christian. If I am sick, you can see the effects of being sick too, and having to blow my nose or whatever. Just like if we are pouring Jesus into our life, you're going to be able to see more and more of him and less of me. Yes. Say that I have a drink, okay, alcohol. I have a drink that I told you might have known me before, and I might have some of the same traits, but I'm working that out. But if I drink daily of Jesus, just like if I wear a life jacket, okay, and I'm swimming, and I'm like, ha-ha, I got this. Yeah, I can swim. Look at me, I'm floating. I got this. I feel like I'm doing it on my own. But if I take the life jacket off, am I able to swim? Am I able to hold up once I'm tired? Am I able to hold up when things get tough? And I have to tell myself, you don't need those things every day. You don't need them. But I want the Bible to be like my carbs. I want it to be like how most people like sweets. I don't really like sweets, but that you crave it. Yeah. That at night you're like, oh, I really want to go in there and eat all of them. I want to have everything. I want to have everything. I just want to eat it. I can't sleep without it. And then I wake up and I'm thinking about it. And now I got to tell somebody, because if I don't tell somebody, then they know I'm not on a diet. It's just like Jesus. You got to tell somebody so that they can have part of it. And you want them to do it with you. You want them to be part of it because you care about them and you're excited. And you're like, dude, have you tried this new drink at Starbucks? Have you tried Dr. Pepper? Have you tried the new Dr. Pepper? You want to share that with people because it's something that's cool to you or it tastes good. Jesus should be the thing that tastes good in your spiritual life. That should be part of your everyday life. That when you wake up, you're like, oh, I got to get some of that today. I got to get my word. I don't know where to look first. Oh, you know what? Johanna was talking about this devotional that she was doing the other day. I think I'm going to link up with her and find out where she found that. Maybe we could talk about it. Yeah. Talk about it with each other. Discuss it. Help each other. Like I do a devotional, and right now I have one that is with my dad, my father-in-law, and my husband. And it's called Soul Detox. And it talks about just different ways that the devil attacks us, especially with our mind, because I feel like that is something that is an ever-present thing in our life. This thing doesn't leave me. It's always with me. I'm always thinking. Yeah. Other temptations, they may leave me, but this doesn't. It's something that I deal with daily. And there's times that I get real down. There's times that I'm up, and I'm just like, I'm tired of roller coasters, man. But sometimes once you plug back into the source, then it's not as chaotic. Anyway, all right. So we have me here. We have the things that I like, the things I want to accomplish in my life. And he says that he knows the desires of our heart. But what's cool is once we get into him and we start getting our source, starts flowing through us, his desires become our desires.
Amen.
desires become my desires. The things I care about are the things that he cares about. So as God pours into our life and we start soaking up his goodness and his knowledge and the things of him, so as you can see, some of the things start pouring out of us because Jesus is filling us up with what he has for us. And the awesomeness that he's in control. I'm not doing this on my own. I'm not feeling this weight of myself. Whoop, there you go. I'm not feeling the weight of myself just holding me up, or my strength and my ability to hold me in this little glass container and be able to do what I need to do. No, he's holding me up. He's lifting me up. Not to a standard to be, hey, look at me pour out. This stuff falls off. But if I continue to have, if I had like 15 more of these, because apparently this thing needs a lot of water. If I had a lot more, if I continued to pour and pour, stuff would start coming out of the cake pan, right? Stuff would start flowing in and on to other people, that they would start being affected by what's going on. The stage would be affected by the water. The carpet would probably not be the same again. If we kept going and we kept going, it would touch other things. Things might not work the same. The electrical things. The things in our lives might not work the same in other people's lives. Our lives.
Yes, that's good.
Let's do Thanksgiving. Okay, let's be real. On Thanksgiving, do you go, I'm just going to get the little kiddie plates. I'm just going to have one little plate. No, most of us have more than our fill. And then later, we tell everyone about it. What do you do when you get a bunch of Jesus? You tell everyone about how full you are. Amen. Just like with that walk, when you start drinking, you're going to start walking different. You're going to start talking different. If I'm drinking, I'm going to have a different kind of attitude. Amen. The person over there that intimidated me before, I have no problem with anymore. Right. I have no problem talking to them now. And I'm going to be like, hey, what's going on? Do you want to come over here and have what we're having? I'm going to start offering to people they don't even know me. Yeah. What happens when it's Jesus and we used to do the same thing, offering stuff to people that, might have been in our life in the past? Hey, do you want this? Hey, do you want this? Hey, we're all going out here. Do you want to come with us? Yeah. But what are we doing now that we're Christians? Don't tell them, because then they will know that I'm supposed to change, and I do not want to do that. It is not comfortable to change. Yes. It is not comfortable to change. Anyone knows that has ever been on a diet, that if you want to lose weight or you want to have a different image for yourself, I took a picture the other day. I was like, my whole chin is smiling with my smile. That's not cool. Okay? But we have to adjust some things in our life. But just like if we are pouring Jesus into our lives, other people are going to see it. Other people are going to see that something's different about us. Or, hey, I've had someone go, and then I'll do the talking for you. The things that you might be afraid of because you're young, I'll help you with it. I'll show you the way. We need to be involved with people that, especially new Christians, we need to connect with them. Have them over for dinner. Just want someone to talk to. And a lot of times we look at it and go, oh, well, I might be being a blessing to that person, but in turn, they're also a blessing to you. Yes. Amen. Connect with someone. Get involved. Tell people about Jesus. He should be the thing that you are hungering and thirsting for. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, and they will be satisfied. The reason why you're satisfied is because the source is pouring into you. You're not filling it up with everything vertical that you can grasp yourself. It's stuff that's coming from up above that we wouldn't be able to obtain without him. That joy, that niceness, I have not always been a nice person in this situation. And then step back and go, that person is not being nice to me based off of what they're going through. Maybe they need some love and not someone else beating them back up with their words. Maybe we need to show more love. Pour out what Jesus poured out, which was love. Faith, hope, and love. I'm not sharing with anyone. I'm not giving someone that energy that they need throughout the week. Hey, you can make it. It's not going to be that bad. Things going to work out. You're still here. You are still here. Things are going to work out for you. You might not see it now. But if I don't have that caffeine, if I don't have that Jesus in my life, I'm just walking around smelling like coffee. Come on. Nobody wants to have decaf, obviously. Nobody. We should not treat our Christian walk as a decaf Christianity. Wake up. Wake up. We should want to pour into ourselves more of God every day. Who gets up and goes, decaf? I'm going to get up and go today. No, decaf is the dirt.
Yes.
The dirt below the coffee beans. It's not even a real coffee. It might be, but I feel like it's not. You know, it's just not good. And so because there's not a they're serving no purpose. It is serving no purpose but some taste. It is serving, and it tastes good. Does anyone like decaf? Okay. It's not serving a purpose. Be a caffeinated Christian. I'm not telling you if you don't drink caffeine, you know, whatever. I'm saying in a figurative way. Be a caffeinated Christian. Wake up every day. Feed yourself. You don't forget to put that coffee pot on. How long does it take? You got to cure it? That's cool. Get the devotional to read it to you so you don't have to read it with your own eyes. That's fine. I got a Bible app that you can push play and it'll read it to you. Get up. Put your coffee on. And every day when you put that coffee pot on, even if you, this morning, okay, if you don't know my husband, most of you do, he's like flubber and he's everywhere, like all at the same time, just bouncing around. And so except for in the morning. Except for in the morning, this morning he's like, could you just give me 5 minutes? And I was like, I just wanted to talk to you. He's like, 5 minutes, please. Five minutes, please. And then he's like, this is the longest time this Curry's ever taken to like, why is this? And he's like, thank God, maybe she won't talk to me till afterwards. He didn't say that, but that's how I felt. Anyway, so he had to have that thing that would wake him up.
Yes.
He wanted to have a little bit of something to get him going. Why do we starve ourselves with that energy every day when we want? I gotta have the Holy Spirit. I gotta have Jesus. I mean, I started reading this devotional thing with my dad calling my husband, and I probably wake them up because I read it when my kids get up for the bus. So I read it at 6 in the morning. I'm not saying be like me because that's kind of weird, but that's my time that I know that I have 1 hour in between when a group of my kids get on the bus to the next bus. I have 1 hour. I don't read the 1 hour. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I probably couldn't stay focused that long at 6 in the morning. But I read it, and I'll let that be the first thing that's into my head. There might be days that I either forget, but you know what I'm going to be remembering later? Set a reminder on your phone. If you don't have coffee, when are you going to get it? And you're like dragging your feet, and it's 10 o'clock, and you're like, if this person speaks to me one more time. The first thing that you should be putting into your body is Jesus and the Holy Spirit, because I cannot deal with people if I do not have Him. Because then I don't have that love that I'm supposed to have when I run into them. If you don't deal with people until you have coffee, don't deal with people until you have Jesus, because there's a lot more power in that name and in that word that you're going to get in the Bible than what you will ever get in coffee. Don't do decaf. Be a real Christian. Wake up in the morning thinking about Him. Go to bed thinking about Him. You might be thinking about your troubles, but once you think about it, He's got you. Yeah. Where are you at? You still have a bed. If you don't have a bed, you want to sleep on the floor, or you have to sleep on the floor, you have a floor. Amen. You have a roof over your head, most of you. Pretty sure of it. Thank Him for the things going on in your life. My parents would get on my nerves when I'd be like, I just don't have anything, and everything's just so horrible. My parents like, I want you to write down 10 things you're thankful for. I ate really good food today. I have clothes to wear that are clean. But if you think about it, the stuff that we consider horrible, and the reason why we're so upset with life, and we worry about life, we're taking our focus off of what's really important. And faith is what? Say it louder, someone to me. What's fear? The substance of things thought about, the evidence of things unseen. You can think of one thing. You can either think of fear, or you can base it on faith. Both of them are unseen. Both of them are you thinking about what's going to happen. So you can base it on your fear, which, just in case you don't know, it doesn't usually have good results when you base things on the what-if game. Yeah. If every day I walk around and go, what if, okay, if I go there and I trip, then I might fall, and then what if I don't bring my Band-Aid bag that will help me with that? You know, like, what if? That is a junky way to live. Walk with confidence. Walk knowing that God has you, that job that you might think is not going to hold out much longer, but that He's lining something up for you because He's got you. Live a caffeinated Christian life. So every morning, when y'all wake up and you turn on your pot of coffee, your cup of coffee, whatever you do. I like Turkish coffee, so I have a little pot and I stir it. Whatever kind of coffee you like. If you don't like coffee and you get up and you go get you some water, whatever. You still have to have that hydration. If you have water that does not hydrate you, you're nothing. You're going to be dying later in your bed. I'm so thirsty. It's terrible. If you go throughout the day later, if you forget in the morning, you're probably going to have your cup of coffee later or your water later. You're going to have something that you're pouring into your body. Do the same thing with your Christian walk. Don't be a lazy Christian.
Right.
Pastor should not ever, please pick up your feet now because there might be some toes. Pastor should not ever have to beg anyone to do anything in the church.
Amen.
We should be here going, Pastor, what can I do? I need something to do because I'm caffeinated now. So if I talk with people who have been drinking coffee, they're like, all right, so today we're going to do this. They look like Matt. They're like this. Okay, so today we're going to do this, and after we do that, we're going to do this. Pastor, hey, when's the next time that I can come up here and help you with the whatever?
Right.
We're asking, we want to be part of something because we have been pouring into ourselves and we see what good stuff is coming out as we are getting more. We're always getting it vertically, don't get it horizontally. When stuff's going on in your life, if you only take it horizontally to your friends and you're this, you're not taking it to the source, you're never going to get a connection from God. They can't do anything for you. They might go, okay, they helped me out, they got me some groceries. They helped me out, they helped me find a place to live. But we really need to be connected to the source, the thing that can provide God, the thing that can provide everything for us. Don't be decaf Christians. Wake up. Get involved. Invite someone over for dinner. It doesn't matter if your house is perfect. My house is not perfect. We live in our house. We don't live in a magazine house. We're real. I want you to know that I'm real. I want you to know my parents are real. Some people see that, like, people say, you're just, just intimidating. I am so real, it's ridiculous. And you'll probably be like, well, she's too real. Right? I don't know, I can't hang out with her now. But be real. But be excited about Jesus. Be excited about pouring into someone's life. Invite someone to church that hasn't come to church. Invite them. You might have someone sitting next to you in the pew then.
Come on.
Invite them. We are not made to be seat warmers. We are not. As you're pouring more and more of Jesus in, less and less is going out of you. You are not worried if they want to come to church or if Johanna says something weird and then they're like, ooh, that's weird. I don't know if I can go back to that church. You're not worried about it because the Holy Spirit is taking care of it. And God, we prayed before this and I said, God, let them hear what you would have them hear. Not what I'm saying, but what you have to say to them.
Yes. Yeah.
Let this Christianity thing be part of your life, not just something you do twice a week.
That's good.
Become who you say you are on Facebook.
Oh.
Be that person. We're bold on there because I'm not saying it in front of anyone. I can do some silly stuff and I'm kind of nervous to post it, but be who Christ wanted to be. Be amped up for Him. What was Paul? Paul was a zealous. What does that mean? Yeah, what's a zeal?
Great.
He wanted to talk to everybody. He wrote letters, like my kid that has a bunch to say. I love it. Don't ever shut up.
Amen.
Don't ever shut up. My dad used to tell me, oh, I can, because I didn't like being a pastor when I was younger because people put expectations on me and were not nice. But it's okay, I'm over it now. But he would say, Johanna, I'm going to get another job. Just please stop, I'll go get another job. I said, what are you going to do? What would you even do? He said, I could be a car salesman. I said, you couldn't do it. I said, why do you say that? I said, because you wouldn't shut up about Jesus. You would still be a pastor anywhere that you go. You would still be pouring into people's lives. You don't take from the gym to the church to the family meeting to when you're meeting someone at the grocery store because you please stop asking everyone where they go to church. Please. No, he never stops. He's never stopping pouring. He's the most unhypocritical person I've ever met in my life. And sometimes it breaks my heart when people don't see what he is. He couldn't be anything else. Even if he was something else, he'd still be that. His stripes aren't changing for anybody.
Amen.
Don't let yours.
Amen.
Don't be a chameleon and be a decaffeinated coffee that fizzles out or acts like someone's, don't want to be nasty coffee. Nobody likes nasty coffee.
Come on.
So if you want more, if you want a hunger and you want a thirst and you want more, please, the people that said that they would help me with praying for people, come up. But if you want more, come talk to somebody. Come pray with them. Come meet with me. Get my phone number. Find me on Facebook. Whatever you want to do to connect. If you're a man, connect with another man here. If you're a woman, connect with another woman here. But come up. If you want to have a fervency, I'm tired of being afraid. I don't want to be afraid. I don't want to be timid. I don't want to be held back by this. By this. But once there's so much of Him, I'm not going to be afraid to say something. I'm going to be bold. If you want to go ahead and come forward, if anyone wants to come forward, but don't be a decaffeinated Christian. Be someone that wants to hunger and thirst. And if you don't hunger and thirst, there's times that I go, God, I'm not feeling it. I don't want to go. I don't want to do anything. I don't feel like being a Christian today. I don't feel like being involved. I don't feel like doing the kids' church when I don't have help. I don't feel like doing this. What I have to pray is, God, I don't feel like it, but make me have a hunger and a thirst for you that no one can deny what it is for. It is only for you. It is not for me at all. God, give me that desire inside me to be solely focused on you, that all I want is more. If you have someone that you want to pray for, that your kids, God, that you would just pour into their lives, if you have anything else in your family that's going on, please come forward. Don't let Satan hold you back there and say, then they're going to see you. Good. Then maybe they'll be encouraged to step forward too.